One Man's Land. I thought that this was so powerful. I loved the way that they set it up in the beginning of kind of giving information and then like it was, based in reality and based in facts because I think it adds a different layer of emotion to like for the audience watching the rest of the film and like knowing even if it's just like in the back of your head and you're not like actively thinking about it as you're watching the film and watching everything kind of like move forward and progress but having that like just foundational idea that it is based in truth that it is like based off of like a real thing I think adds like I said a level of emotion or a level of like not necessarily like credit but just like a level of power to the film especially something like this that is so gritty and depicts like wartime and a particularly like gruesome I mean all war is gruesome but like the history that we learn about no man's land and about the trenches and everything that encompassed is just like so like vivid the way that we're taught about it and so like horrific and gory and all of those things so to hear about the fact that like it is so commonly known as no man's land and then to hear this story and get to watch it unfold as this like one sniper that was nicknamed the ghost that was able to kind of walk through this hellscape and pull off these seemingly impossible I think is really beautiful especially because he like basically doesn't say anything the entire film and there's this level of acceptance of his fate that I think they did a really good job of portraying at the very, very beginning, and then him carrying that with him through the film and through all of the kills that he, has to kind of do to survive and like for his side and for like the hope and the pressure that they put on his shoulders. I think that they did a really, really great job of kind of portraying this acceptance of what has been put upon him and what he needed to do and what he's able to do and then to get the actual factual like the historical pictures and some of like the historical just like information and like statistics at, like essentially at the very very end of like where this story came from the actual like troops the actual names the actual units like these like this person specifically but also like this whole unit existed and it's we hear so much about especially the world wars it's something that's so commonly taught but all of these different like really specific details about troops and about whole platoons that we don't necessarily get all of those details and I think that this was such a great way to share some of that history.
One Man's Land. Okay, this was quite an interesting experience. I mean, it's very well done. I thought it was very realistic. The images, the action, everything was well done. Really, what I particularly enjoy about this film was the subject. It was fascinating to learn about this man, this Native American man who fought in the Great War, and his achievements. I think that the film did a good, no, a great job uh, portraying this character and paying homage to his heroic efforts and overall legend. And I do think that this project could be expanded into something larger. It would be very interesting to see more of this man of this character and more of his, efforts and exploits through the Great War. I hope that you become able to turn this into a larger piece, a feature piece, a feature film maybe, and if done with real actors, even better because it will be very. It feels like this is the kind of role that some actors would really like to play, and we need more. We always need more representation of Latin American people in this kind of movies. So yeah, it will be great if you manage to expand this project to something larger. But in the meantime, yes, this was a very a solid effort. Yeah, well done. Thank you for sending it.